Hello and welcome to Growthcraft. Now this is a mod which features a load of different sub-mods. Got like hops, rice, grapes, apples. There's a whole cellar thing which is kind of like the core of it in a way. And there's loads of cool items. So one thing I want to quote first to talk about is we've got the apple trees over here. Now if you get if you get normal apples from an oak tree, that's one thing. Now, if you yeah, obviously, but if you put an apple in here anyway, you get an apple core. Then what happens if you plant the apple core in the ground? What's actually going to happen is we'll in a moment do this. So if we plant an apple core in the ground, it actually looks like an oak sapling, but you can see it's not. And then you can grow it, obviously, and then what will happen afterwards is once you've done that, you're going to see the apples are actually going to start like this. Well, they're going to start with an intermediate and a small stage like this, and then it's simply a case you can just break them and pop them off like that. Then what you can do is you put them in the fruit press. The fruit press is this item here. You can see it's powered by a lever on the side of the wooden frame here. So what you can do is you've got the input on the left-hand side. So you put the apples in here. And then you can see we're going to get young apple cider, and we've also got a byproduct of bone meal there. Similarly, if we take some of the grapes that we get, you can see we're going to get a young grape wine. So we're going to get young apple cider and young grape wine. Once it's fill up, we can take a bucket of it. So we've got a bucket of young apple cider, and then what we do is we move over to the ferment barrel. And the ferment barrel, what this can do is it can actually ferment stuff into sort of potions that provide a range, they heal health, and they also give a range of positive and also negative status effects. Like you might get jump boost, but you'll probably get nausea as well. So what you would do with the young apple cider, for instance, in this case, I've taken a bucket of young apple cider, I've put it in. And it can take up to 3 buckets here, and then I put the nether wort in, and it's processed it, and you can see the nether wort is then lit up on the right hand side there. Then if I wanted to, and it's become fermented apple cider, then what I could do is I could do some more stuff with it, and I could put glowstone in it as well, and then it's going to start it's going to increase the potency of it. If I put in redstone, it would extend the length, very similar to a brewing stand. Now here we have bamboo. There's these little bamboo shoots. If we, you can see we can make a big bamboo tree, and you can see when I made that, another bamboo shoot grew, and that's because it's sort of got this sort of like sporulation effect sort of thing. So it sort of makes it all like a bit. So it's all it just makes spores, and it does more things. Now with the bamboo stuff, what you can actually do is you can make a range of different items, similar to you might do with wooden planks. So you can basically get the bamboo sticks, which are these things over here, and then you can make you can make planks, you can make stairs, you can make slabs, you can make a wall, you can make a raft, a door, all these sorts of things that you can make. Okay, so there's that. Yeah. Okay, so now. Now here we have the brew kettle, which is the other sort of block which is added here. So what happens here is that, for instance, what I've done here is I put in a load of rice here. Now keep in mind as well, one other thing is that a lot of this stuff is operates with Harvestcraft as well, because all the dictionary and all that stuff, the ore dictionary. So again, we get bone meal, because bone meal is very, very important, because bone meal is used for pretty much everything here. So what we can do is we put rice in here. You can see we're going to get young sake, and then we can go back to the cellar, back to the brewing aspect of things, back to the ferment barrel, and then we can do different things. You see, you can see how it works. You've got all the buckets here. And then furthermore, you've got the potion. So the potions are what happens with, so for instance, a cider fermented, and then we get potent and extended, like I've mentioned here. So the young, the fermented, and then the potent and the extended. So they're all the different versions we can get, and I think I've explained how that works. And similarly, we can do the same for the sake. Now, one thing which is a little bit different and a little bit more complicated, which I'll explain now, is what we do, for instance. So the way that this sort of works is that we get the bucket of water, and then so yeah, let's So there we go. I've put the bucket in. You just do it like that. Right click on it, and there we are. The bucket's in there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put the wheat in, and what the wheat is going to do is the wheat is going to turn it into L, no hops extended. All right, so that's what that's going to do. Now what we want to do is because it says no hops, right? Well, that obviously means we need to get hops as well. So that's another thing which is added here. So we'll get the hops here. Just put it back on Growthcraft here. All right, so once that's full, what we can do is we can take out the bone meal again, take out the wheat, and then we can use this button here, which is the switch button, and we can switch it out, so to make this output into an input. So we put that into the switch like so, and yeah, and then we can put the hops in, and so this is going to add the hops to the L, and then we get young hopped L, which then goes back into the brewing ferment barrel rather, and yeah, and then you can do, and then again use the buckets to take it out, and then put it in, and then it will turn into these sort of potions, or yeah, and they've got different names, but essentially they all operate in the same fashion. Okay, so the next thing then to think about is we've got rice here. So rice is growing. Now, one of the things that you'll notice here is that we just break all this rice. You'll notice that this is not actually farmland that we're dealing with. Okay, this is not farmland. So if we use the hoe here, for instance, we can actually, you should be able to sort of extend these things. But yeah, basically, yeah, you need to plant it on these tiles, and these tiles are paddy fields, and you obviously need to plant it on the water. So yeah, see, I can plant it there on the blocks here. And now the one thing that you notice about it, so basically yeah, you see what happens is it turns into farmland, and then you repeat it, and then it will turn into a paddy field. And you can see it's actually open. So so yeah, so if we get the bucket, let's just get rid of some of these empty ones. So we get a few more buckets out here. And then we can just... and you can see that when I right-clicked on it, it filled up all the different areas. It even filled up this area, which wasn't even connected. But yeah, and then we can begin laying the rice. Now, if we bone meal only one piece of it, it's actually going to bone meal the others as well at the same time. But it does have to be connected, of course. From here, you can actually make things like onigiri, which is food to eat. Well, I suppose that's what you do with food, isn't it? There's the onigiri there. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so next thing we have is... Okay, this is a grape tree. Now, the thing about grape trees and the hops is that you both need rope to make it grow. So basically, what you do is, yeah. So you basically put down the seed there, the grape seed, the sort of, it's a little vine sort of thing, grape vine. You put it down. I can actually show it here, and you sort of organise it in the way that I've organised it here. If you put seeds around it, I believe it does actually make it grow better as well. So you can put the little vine thing down here. And then we can bone meal that up. Now you can see when I right click here, it's not doing anything, because that's because it's already gone through all the stages it can go through. So it needs to actually have a vertical vine like this to be able to grow further. But yeah, you want to place that obviously before. So you place it like this basically, and then it'll go to the little tree. And when you go to the little tree, that's sort of how you know when you're doing it correctly. And then it goes to this stage. Then it goes to this stage. Then it goes. Do I need another one here? I think I do. Oh, sorry, no, it doesn't really go any further than this, rather. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, basically then you can get it to this day. I was trying to get it to go higher, but I couldn't really seem to get that to work. But yeah, but for instance, say if you do it like this, though, what you can basically do is you can grow it like as long as you want. And you can even make it go around corners as well, like this. Yeah, put the rope in, but it needs to go on the rope. Basically, that's how it works. Similar, yeah. Yeah, so it's got to be on a rope, hanging on a rope. Okay, so yeah, so there's the grapes. The grapes will come from the bottom, and then of course you put the grapes into the fruit press, and then you get the grape wine, the young grape wine. You put the young grape into the fermenting barrel, and that's it. And the final thing here is the hops. The hops grows upwards. Similar sort of thing with the ropes. You're going to want lots of water blocks, lots of fence posts, and yeah, you can just grab the hops off. Now, one final thing that I didn't mention is the way to get hops is from vines. But yeah, you can see the hops drop there like that, like so. All right, so yes, that's been a pretty quick guide to pretty much all the stuff it's doing. I'm not going to do the status effects, but yeah, you see, I'm going to make the potent stuff. If I right click on this bucket, you can see I've got a bucket of grape wine, and I've got fermented potent grape wine. And I can do that. Now let's just let me just look, see if there's anything I feel I've missed. Great. The brew kettle is made with a cauldron. It's just a simple one-for-one sort of recipe. The seeds, these things plant in 3x3. You can imagine. There's the sake. Yeah, that was the thing actually, wasn't it? I don't think I did the sake in here, but yeah, if you put the yeah, and you get that's handy. You get XP from this stuff as well. You see, I just filled up with a bottle of this. I've got grape wine here. That's the thing. I don't think you can actually put it back. So that's kind of gone now. But I put the grape wine into the input slot when I right-clicked it. But yeah, but if, for instance, if we put rice in here, though, you can see we're going to get the young sake. And I mean, and that really is about all this here. This is Magic Farm 2. And yeah. So, until next time, thanks for watching.